Hello, welcome to this session. I'm going to be discussing a data science interview. It involved workforce analytics. It was a company that specializes in some type of job placement. Um, so here, let's begin. So this is a skill matching score question, and it's given two lists of skills of type string, right? So they're strings. One list is the learner's existing skills from prior experiences. And second is the skills required for a job, right? So compute the match score by the number of overlapping skills divided by the number of job required skill list. Okay, so we've got two of these. Just quickly glancing at it, we can see Java and Python are the two matching strings here. Now we go down. I've got this diagram to kind of help everybody out, like give a quick heuristic as to like what's going on in this question. And basically, we're trying to find the intersection of these two lists. Okay, and then obviously Java and Python are the two ones that intersect. So I was given this empty function. Obviously, I filled it in, but basically, what you want to do is find that intersection, which we use with this ampersand. And then we also want to take the unique list, okay? If there are duplicates, we just want to see what matches, okay? So that's the reason for the set. Okay, the set will basically deduplicate a list, right? And then we want to compare against the unique list. And then the matches, right? We find those matches and then we divide it by the length of this job skill list. We run this, we get 0.333, which confirms basically our manual check of just looking at it. Now, this part, right, L0 ensures that there's no required job skills empty list, okay? So if we have an empty list, basically we can't do the division, right? Because there's nothing there. So we'd have to force this whole thing to zero. Okay, if there was no match basically, or if this was empty, we'd have to force this whole thing to zero. And that's the reason why we put that there. It would cause a division by zero error, okay, if there's no matches. Now, the second part of the question was rank candidate by skill matching. Okay, so you, as a hiring manager, want to rank the candidates by how much their skills are matched to a job role. You're given a list of skills for a job in a table. So we're giving a job ID skill and list of skills extracted from the resume for all candidates in a table, which is candidate ID skill. Additionally, there's a job application table, job ID, candidate ID. Okay. So we calculate the skill matching score and rank the candidates from the highest matching score to the lowest. So what are we going to need? We're going to need a column for rank. And then also we're going to have to know that there's multiple jobs per candidate. I mean, multiple candidates per job. Okay, so there's going to be multiple jobs and then multiple candidates per job. Now here they gave me like some type of synthetic data set, and basically it's just reconstructing um, the things that I just mentioned, okay, with skills. So we could see here that we've got job ID 1 and 2. They're not balanced. There's actually 5 job ID 2s and 6, right? And then a list of skills, okay? There are things that repeat themselves, but don't worry so much about that. Especially, when we don't have time, we have to kind of look at exactly we have to prioritize what we look at. So we've got candidate ID, candidate data, we got 3 ones, and then 5 2s and 2 3s. Okay, so this is unbalanced. It repeats itself. Okay, the skills. And then the application data. So there's 3 candidates per one job. Okay. There are 2 jobs here. Okay. So the best approach, I think, would be writing out a loop. Okay. And the first thing that we have to do is, because they're pandas data frames, we want to loop through these jobs. Okay. And in order to do that, we compress the jobs, okay, into a list. So here we have a mask, basically what we're subsetting the job data by, where job data, job ID equals to job ID skill, okay? We're taking the skill and then we're transforming it to a list. So basically what that's doing is it's transforming this into a list, okay? And then we do something for application data, right? Where the application data job ID is equal to job ID candidate ID, and then we do candidates for the job. Okay. So we turn that into a unique list. Okay. The second thing we do is we want to calculate the candidate scores. Okay. So calculating the candidate scores, we had that skill matching score function that we had, right? But in order to first do that, we do candidate skills is equal to the candidate data subsetted by the candidate ID, where it's equal to the candidate ID. And then we transform that into a list. We compute the matching scores between the candidate skills and the job skills that we created in this loop. Okay. And then we append the job ID, candidate ID, and the match score to this candidate scores, which we have to initialize. Then we rank the candidate scores from highest to lowest. So this reverse is equal to true is descending order. Okay. And we're sorting the third element here. Remember, in Python, in lists, it goes index from 0, 1, 2. So this is actually the third. What you see is the match score that we've calculated here, or we've appended to here. Now, with those match scores, we have to rank them. So we could do for rank job ID, candidate ID, match score, right? Which we figured out here. And then we enumerate candidate scores, start is equal to 1. The reason why we do start is equal to 1 here is because enumerate indexes by starting with 0. So we want to force the ranking to be 1 to 3 instead of 0 to 2. So we append after each iteration, okay, job ID, candidate ID, match score, and rank. Okay. And we store it here in this outer loop. Then we store this ranked DF. We store the ranked candidates into a ranked DF into a pandas data frame, and we name the columns to make it clean, to clean it up a little bit. And this is what we get here. So we've got job IDs and then a rank, I'm sorry, like a candidate ID for each job, and then its rank. 1, 2, 3, based on the match score, which is the highest to lowest. This ends up being the same, but we put 2 and 3 here. It assigns 2 and 3 here. So let's go over the step-by-step breakdown as to how this problem was solved. First, we looping over unique job IDs from application data. Okay, that was the thing that we want to do. Retrieve the list of required skills for each job from the job data. Okay. So we retrieve the job skills from the job data. Get candidates who applied for that job from application data. Okay, so that's how we match it. Initialize an empty scores list. Here. Loop over each candidate for who applied for the job, right? Which we created here. Calculate the matching score, which we did here. Store the job ID, candidate ID, and score in this list. Sort candidates by matching score in descending order, which we do here with this lambda function. The third column. Assign a rank to each candidate based on their match score. So this is what we do here. Right? So we're creating a rank. And then store a results in the rank candidates, which is in the outer loop. So that was the question. I hope you learned something. And thank you very much. And I hope to see you soon.